On July 7th, 2025, the people of Poland woke up to scenes like this. New controls on their borders with Germany and Lithuania. Controls that had been unusual in the heart of the European Union. Poland is increasingly seen as the gateway between Eastern and Western Europe. And wherever there's a gateway, there's increasingly friction over migration. But this is just one of a series of stresses being placed on Polish politicians as two of the big global beasts, Russia and the United States, exert their influence on the world stage. I'm Danny Nabugeda. This is Pinch Point, where politics and geography collide. Poland's problem is basically that it's in a tricky spot. On the map, I mean. It's on a political tectonic plate between Russia and its ally Belarus and Western Europe. Its borders have been moving for centuries. One minute, it's creating Europe's first modern democracy. The next, it's being partitioned by the powers that surround it. For large periods, Poland pretty much disappeared, only to re-emerge with a new and different shape. Poland's current borders were forged at the end of World War II, but at the time, it was a satellite of the Soviet Union and only re-established itself as a liberal democracy in 1989. Think about that. From 1795 to 1918, Poland wasn't even a place on a map. It had been gobbled up by its neighbors. That's 123 years of not existing technically. And then there were the occupations by the Soviets and the Nazis. Now that they've got their country back, they're understandably keen to keep it. So, as Russia continues its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Poland sees it as a clear and present danger. The Polish government says Belarus and its ally Russia are running a hybrid operation to increase the number of migrants arriving at its eastern border.
Zdajemy sobie sprawę, że ta decyzja rodzi pewne konsekwencje dotyczące swobody przepływu osób, ale zadaniem Straży Granicznej jest tak naprawdę skuteczne blokowanie nieuzasadnionego, nieuprawnionego odsyłania przez stronę niemiecką migrantów, jeśli takie miało być miejsce, i po to, żeby móc uzyskać kontrolę nad tym procesem, trzeba przywrócić kontrolę na granicy. Nie ma innej drogi.
Both Belarus and Russia have repeatedly denied that they are, in effect, weaponizing migrants. But domestic concern in Poland is on the rise, the border patrols are increasing, and the treasured EU right to freedom of movement temporarily suspended.
This is a move to basically respond to the political pressure by the far right in Poland and to some concerns in society.
The Polish parliament voted to join other Baltic states in withdrawing from the Ottawa Convention, banning anti-personnel landmines. Their reason? Again, what they see as the growing military threat posed by Russia.
Polska nie może być objęta żadnym gorsetem uniemożliwiającym obronę naszej ojczyzny.
Which brings us to Poland's massive increase in defense spending. Poland now spends a higher proportion of its GDP on defense than any other NATO member, including the United States. In 2025 alone, it's dedicated 4.7% of its economic output to its armed forces. It's hoped that'll rise to 5% in 2026. And that's all happened despite Poland being politically split between parties that support Prime Minister Donald Tusk's pro-EU, pro-liberalization agenda and the newly elected president Karol Nawrocki. He's backed by the populist and socially conservative Law and Justice Party. A poll taken shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine 3 years ago shows 94% of Polish people see Russia as a major threat. Neither Tusk nor Nawrocki disagree with that sentiment. It's been a bumpy road, but Poland's support for its neighbor Ukraine has remained pretty much intact. In June 2025, the outgoing president Andrzej Duda was awarded the Order of Liberty, one of Ukraine's highest state honors. But Duda, and looking forward, Nawrocki, are Donald Trump-inspired evangelists for economic and social policies that favor Poles over other nationalities. And the president has a veto on any of Parliament's legislation. It's bound to create tensions both at home and with the European Union. But that, in a way, mirrors the differing views held in Poland about how best to defend its hard-fought freedom. Civilians are already training together with the army, but in the ballot box, they're divided. Do they look west to Brussels, or do they take a nationalist stance with the message, Poland first?